Let's go, guys. Third and last stream of the day. We've done a serious progress in the previous stream. I think I should make it a habit to just recap what I've done in the previous stream. Let me know in the comments if you think that might be useful. So in the previous one, we've added the eval on Flores 200 using the CHRF++ metric. And I was just debugging some weights and biases bugs when trying to basically log to dashboard. There's some issues, so trying to figure that out. We were also just sampling on the Flores 200 and basically dumping those into a table, into weights and biases. So those were some two things that I was doing previously. Let me just here go and share the latest stream, wrapping up eval on Flores for training loop, plus adding some tasks to our GitHub project page, organizational stuff. Please jump in to contribute in this part if you have some time. Either way, we're gonna do it offline also in the page here. Guys, this is like 16th day. I started 16 days ago and I was like, yeah, let's try and stream every single day for the pretty much whole day. And it's been 16 days without a break for like, I think on average 10 hours, maybe 9.5 hours, just doing work here on the camera, and then off the camera I have a ton of stuff I have to do as well. So it's been very, very, very intensive, so to speak. Let me just see the live chat. Okay. Let's go and let's solve the issue with weights and biases. We have to understand how these context managers work so we can fix the issue. Having some issues with my stomach, so I'm drinking Coke. Otherwise, I don't drink Coke. Okay, guys, let's go. Hopefully you've seen the intro where I kind of briefly described what we've done in the previous stream. Now we can just continue. So I've added this intermediate translate and eval. Hi, really hardworking guy you are. Hi, Bollywood Musty. Thanks, man. Glad that you know to understand that it is intensive. Thought you were just a monster working at this pace. Well, I usually do work at this pace. It's just I don't usually film myself the whole fucking day. That's the difference. But it's also helping me to stay accountable and work harder. So yeah, I'm not expecting anyone to do it like this. I'm just like, if you folks think it's interesting to contribute to the project, that's my biggest wish here. If you find some interesting project, you learn something new, you meet a new person, you see how it looks like to work on an open source project, I think I'm gonna be super happy with that. So that's all I'm asking for. I know a lot of you are just working full-time jobs. This is at most for some of you just entertainment or something, like we're just trying to, well, maybe not entertainment, but yeah, you know what I'm saying. So I don't have any high expectations or whatever from people. It's just completely up to you how much you can contribute. Okay, having said that, let's figure out why we are having these weird glitches in weights and biases. Let me just open up the test run. Yeah, no worries. You don't really have to know a lot. You can contribute even on the data side. There is a ton of things you can do. I'm gonna try and make better job at showing which tasks are beginner friendly. I'm gonna create a new label like good first issues or whatnot. So keep an eye on that. So here's the issue we've been hitting. Selected runs are not logging media for this particular value, but instead are logging values of type number. If this is never supposed to be a media type. Please delete this panel and create a proper panel type manually. So let me see, maybe we can just change this. Why is this even a media type? So maybe we just need to literally delete this, or so they say please delete this panel and create the proper panel type manually. Okay, so the proper panel type is actually this. Exactly. So we want to have eval Hindi deva. We want to have step on the x-axis, and that's it. X-axis, y-axis, grouping, chart, legend. This looks good. Let me see. Title, this is less important. I know what it means. Okay, this is just, I guess, the thickness of the line or whatnot. This looks very cool. And then expressions. Okay, this is just various ways you can contribute there. You can modify the plot. So let me delete this one. And let me delete this one as well. And let me add one more, add a panel. Again, a line plot. This time not Hindi Deva, but instead Turkish Latin. And that's it. So maybe modify this one quickly just to reduce this to 1 so that it's consistent. That's it. That's all I was asking for. And I was also hoping these would be under eval, but for some reason they are not. So let's just figure out what's going on. Okay, let me see where I can move these tasks. I'm going to move them somewhere here on the side, and let's continue. Can you explain in short what we are making and how it works? What we are making is machine translation system. So basically, you input a piece of text in your language, whatever that is, one of the 202 languages that we support, and out comes a translation in a different language. That's it. Machine translation system that works for 202 languages, and that's going to be like 3.3 billion parameters big. At least the first, that's kind of the first milestone. I'm gonna add those later to the GitHub project so that people are on the same page of what we're doing here. Okay. So here somebody already complained about the same issue. So if we start hitting it again, I'm going to just try and consult that GitHub issue in a bit more detail. Until then, let's go here and let's see how this works. Why is tag not working properly? I'm gonna put a breakpoint somewhere here. So weights and biases, we are logging these. So the CHRF scores as well as the table, and finally the time it took us to run this whole sampling procedure. Okay. So let's go. Let's kick it off and see whether I missed something. Coming in a second. Okay. Your own Google Translator. In a way. And it's open source, so people can use it for commercial purposes. And that's the first step, by the way. I also want to train large language models for different languages. This is a perfect way to just get some exposure to different corpuses in different languages. Understand what it means to deal with various tokenizers and stuff. Okay, so now if we just if we do it like this, what do we get? What do you mean by how long have I been coding? Okay, eval, Turkish, Latin, so this should be it. Why? Today maybe, I don't know, maybe 8 hours on the camera, and then off the camera some other work. Let me see. How to organize plots in weights and biases, or group them. How do I group them? Custom charts. How do we cluster them? How do we group them? Under custom presets. This should be the way to do it, with the slash symbol. Customize. I'm not sure I'm ever going to have bandwidth to do something like that. I think for that you don't need somebody who is super expert in what they are doing. You need somebody who is a bit better than you are. I think there are better ways for me to have impact. I mean, through my YouTube videos, I'm doing that, but like on one-on-one basis or something like that, it's definitely not the best use of my time. How to organize, how to group plots. How do we group plots in weights and biases? I guess that's the multi-line, the group. That group environment variable. Charts. Grouping dynamically the UI. Turn off grouping. This is what I'm doing. Group charts into different, what's the terminology? Into different panels. Was that the terminology? Panes. Hidden panels, maybe panels. Panels, weights, and biases. Panels. Server, prompts, sweep, stables, artifacts. So what's going on here? Wait. Not really sure. Let's just see a couple of these tutorials. Maybe this one. Init. experiment. Let's see here. Plotline series and then multiple ones, okay. And then no, that's not it. Organize. Charts. Epoch and loss. Huh. Okay. My custom plot a line. Okay. Carry. Customize. Custom visualizations. How to edit. Oh my god, is it possible they don't have a single tutorial on a simple thing I want to do, or just organize the stuff? This should work, but it's not. So train. There is no way it's gonna be. This segregation doesn't have to be with what, doesn't have to do anything with weights and biases. I'm fairly sure we are good with that logic there. I'm wasting too much time on this. This is just not that important. Well, it is important, but otherwise I wouldn't be doing it. But so we created this context manager with new root. Validate does the same thing basically. So inside of here they also do the same thing, and they also have a function that's annotated, so nothing is different. So then why am I struggling? Metrics, log scalar. Valid number of updates. Just a ton of stuff there. But ultimately, where we write it is when we go and do progress. Like progress is the only place where we call. Let me think for a second. Let's enter here. Let's enter to weights and biases, and let's just put a breakpoint here. And let's see where they are called. So it's being called here from the log here. Thanks, Sergey. Thanks for helping, man. I'm just trying to debug this, so it's a bit harder to be all around the place. Print validate. Okay. Let's go. And so what do you do here? You grab the prefix, which is valid. And that's it. You log that. And then you log this here. And then this works. Okay, let's see what's the next one that hits it here. Again, validate. Just this time, this second block. Okay, let's wait. So now we are again here. We're calling validate and we're calling print. Okay, hit run. Waiting. So it's literally just log in the train and 2 calls to print from validate function. So why then? I'm really struggling to understand why this is different than what I'm doing. It might just be that I have to change my workspace. And that's the next thing I'm gonna try, by the way. Just want to try and change my workspace if it doesn't work. So here, the training stats. That's it. I mean, there is no wisdom here. We hit the log here, and then we also hit the print here, and that's it. Next up, we're gonna hit this one, 590. So if we go up there, $590 exactly, and then validate inside of it. Okay, let's go. And same here, 590, because we have 2 of them. And next one is going to be the train. Next one is going to be the train log. Let's hit it. Let's go. And as I said, train log. So let's see what we get. Let's see what we get here. Overview, runs, the latest run. So valid works. We get valid perplexity. Train inner works. We get train inner NLL loss. System works. Aha, these 2 now work. Apparently. But I'm not seeing. So here are the tables. Where are we logging every... Wait, something is weird here. $40. Where is my... validation loss and train loss. Let's see the first one. The first one looked like this. We had everything nicely. We had a table. Wait, why do we have a table here? Okay, I think, yeah, weights and biases gets completely confused if you reuse the same. I think we have to change the project. Let's see. If I stop this, I think it's just weights and biases is not really that smart after all. Let me see. Weights and biases, open NLLB. Let's just put it to like test. And now let's run it. Tag, validate and save. So the tags here will be what? Subsets. So when we print, we use the subset as the tag. But for some reason that's not working as well. So we might need to just start with a new workspace. Let's try it. Let's see. Intermediate. Let's go. Let's see what's going on. Test. Run. 2 tables. Okay, now I see eval. Now I see eval, and I see good results. Okay, it's just, this is just messed up. Weights and biases is just apparently messed up. If you like too many things, it starts glitching. This now works perfectly. Now the question is, where are the... Well, first, why is this 2030? Maybe because I'm just rerunning with the same checkpoints. And then the second question is, where is the valid for different languages? We only get this valid. We also need 2 more. So we need train, valid, 2 more valid, eval, and tables. Let's refresh. Hmm. When was this? June this year. Yeah. Well, as you can see, I haven't changed anything. I just ran a different workspace and now this is working. But like I'm not seeing everything that we need to see. I'm not seeing... Two panels are missing. Complete panels are missing. Valid is here. We can add a section always. And then add line plot. Valid. I don't even see the data. Oof. Fuck, I was literally saying everything good about weights and biases, but now all of a sudden, all a ton of issues. Let's see. Weird. It's not like I'm sending videos or anything heavy. It's like literally just a scalar. Validate. Are we running this ever? If we are, let's just put a breakpoint here. We should be running, because if this ever ran, then this should also run, because this should also run, because the length of this one is like 3 to the best of my understanding. Yes, that means this should also run. Yes, and so that means once we enter here, we go here, we go all the way here, we go here, and finally we go here, and then we enter here, and then we enter print, and then we enter here, and so here's the prefix. So I'm missing this prefix. So I'm now saying, hey, please log with this prefix and this key, and we're not seeing this data at all. So it's logging, but it's not even showing up. And that's the issue. So it's definitely some weights and biases bug. I'm like a bit confused because it's not like this is a tool that was developed yesterday, and it's not like this is some esoteric exercise I'm trying to do here. Fairly simple thing, like I assume most people need to do something like this. I can't even see the data. Weird. I'm gonna stop it. I'm gonna try and rerun it with a different, yet another different location, like test 2, and see how it behaves now. And this is the last thing I'm gonna do, like fuck it, I don't wanna waste any more time on this. We have higher priority stuff to work on. Next up is gonna be getting this to work with fsdp. And then the final step is to add more tasks to the GitHub project. I think this is gonna be what we do tonight. And it's also not like I have a ton of data or something among different runs. That's the issue when you are dealing with a project that's also like closed source. We can try and run it locally. That's one option. And then just later sync like this. Oh my god. $700. Which version am I on? Let me just see. I don't have that many samples. Hey Sagar, thank you for being here, man. Let me try and create a new panel. So I guess line plot should work. And then validation. My data is like completely missing. Okay, I'm gonna definitely submit an issue because this is not, something is not all right here. Let's submit an issue here in the web, in the Python library. Well, I really tried to find it, but exist or missing or whatnot. Let's go to validation. Validate. Progress. Print, as I said. So we go here. We go to weights and biases. And then print. And that's gonna take us here. Okay. Oh my god, how can I tell you how to reproduce this? I mean, I'm gonna make this a public project. And then go to the old project, like maybe this one. Okay. Whoops. Yeah, I think this will not really help. OS Ubuntu system information. I'm 2204, I think. OS type. Why don't I see 2204 Ubuntu, 2204 3 LTS, 64-bit browsers, Chrome, see my Chrome version. I think it might be like Chrome version of, I guess, weights and biases. Activate. 0.59. What's the latest version of weights and biases? Ah, 0.1510. Latest. Well, we could try and install the latest version. Let's do pip install vendb. And then version 0.1510. Is it was it this one? 0.1510. Okay, let's see whether we get the same behavior. So if we go here, again, I'm gonna try one final version here, run train. Let's see whether we are still hitting the issue. If we are, then we can just make this issue. Okay. You run here. Let me think, why is it using test run to name the run? Maybe I have to just change the name of the run. I'm gonna try that as well. Maybe the fact that we are always using the same run okay. Let's just see. Maybe it's some issue on my side as well. Let's see. Okay. Let's stop this. Let's go to model checkpoints. And let's go, what we set in the long JSON for here, we set test run. Save directory is like test run. So if that's the case, if I'm saving to a test run, let's go to a test run. Why is it using save? It's actually using test run as well there. Okay. So let me just quickly delete this one completely. Move to trash. Move this one to trash as well. Move this one to trash as well. We don't want to lose these. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's put 4 just to change a bit of those workspaces. And then what else do we want to do? Maybe change from test run to I don't know, dump location or whatnot. Let's now try and retrigger this. If this is not working, then we are 100% hitting some issue. I'm now starting from a fresh checkpoint. Do the project run here. Let's see. If this is working, we have to set up fsdp and then we can submit the changes. Otherwise, then I'm gonna do some organizational stuff. And that's it. Nice. Okay. Moment of truth. Tables. Okay, it's definitely eating my data. Let's go and submit the issue. Whoop. Okay, I forgot to rename this. What should I call this? Why do they have app? Okay. This is definitely broken. Or could it be? Wait. Just one thing I have to double check. Validation. Validate. Do we have the data? Do we actually have the data? Maybe something is getting broken because of this new route. So if we put a breakpoint here, do we actually have the data in the validate? What did they say here? Dropping the entry. Oh my god. We might be dropping some stuff. Okay, let's go. No, we should definitely be we should definitely be able to log something here. So here we are. Stats, key, WPS. So if nothing else, we should be able to log WPS, and prefix is this one. So I don't see why this would not work. Okay. Key, WPB. Let's enter here. Let's enter the log again. Enter. Row. Publish. Add. Set the key. Okay. Oh my God. Look at this. Huh. Okay. This might be a bug on my side. Warning. User provided step is less than the current step 801, dropping the entry. Why would that be? Now, why would that be? Wait. What's going on here, guys? Why is it dropping data? Why is the number of... What's going on? Wait. Huh. Trainer. Eval. Wait. Could it be that because we are running this, that we are advancing. Maybe we are advancing the steps somehow after we finish this. Let's see quickly. Number of updates. Let's just print it here. And then print it here. Okay. Rerun. Am I messing something up here? I might be doing something that's not intuitive, and that's causing the drops. So I'm definitely not crazy with the data dropping. Apparently it's weights and biases is complaining as well. I'm going to immediately delete the issue if we fix this. If it turns out it's on our side, and it looks like it is after all. Okay, that's definitely not what the snap is going on. Let's just go see what we get. Why would you say that? Okay, it's definitely happening in develop. Okay, wait. Guys, we can't work like this. Why are you dropping my data? What? How? Step is 200, and they're saying that somehow it should be 201. That means that this one. Okay, let's see. Let's go above. So we are now here. Let's go again. I hate that it's so slow. I want to debug this so much faster. I didn't save. So we are here now. Let's enter here. Get the number of updates. Why? So this is 300. Okay, let's go. $300. Again, we're here. Enter. 300. Okay, this works. And then, so this one is fine. And then we enter here. Wait, why did we go from... This one messes it up. Why is that? So we go and grab... Trainer begin valid epoch. We probably have to do something like this. Wait. Let's see what this one does. So we get the next epoch iteration. And then we do what? We just pass it into progress. And then we just go through it, and then we just print. And printing. Let's see. Let's go. What does this one do? Get the model. Get the non-wrapped model instance. Task specific. Nothing happened there. We get the new iterator. Let's go here. Let's go here. Now we are here. In this one, let's go. What's going to be the number of updates here? Enter, enter. Completely don't get this. Let's go once more. Training is running now. Let's wait until we hit the validation step again. Şimdi deva. Okay. What? Is this like almost like the Heisenberg's principle of uncertainty, or what? Like when I'm observing this, it's behaving properly, but when I'm just running it, it's not working. Like what is going on? And I still don't have the data. Wait. Guys, this is just crazy. Do I have the data finally? Of course I don't. And I don't have the errors either. Okay, let's just run this now. Let's just let it run. Maybe it's printing the warnings only initially and then it stops. Completely confused with this. So it's not complaining anymore. Let's just do the same thing, whatever it does. Okay. Now let's just go to intermediate. Somebody told me I'm gonna be working the whole day on this function, even though it's so simple. Tag, priority, eval, get the model. I think we can call get model here as well. And this might be the fix for fsdp, by the way. Trainer has this get model function. get model. Okay. We go through the languages. As I said, I'm gonna run the same shit here. Go to validate, just run the same thing. Okay. Hey Sergey, I didn't see your message. Do you use trainer log or experiment log at any point? I do not. I just use the WhenDB, just weights and biases. That's it. I'm literally doing everything there, so validate and save. In here, there is this step. And then there is this step. And they do what? In every validate, they run this. And then they go to the subset. They grab the iterator. And they just work through it. One valid step at a time. Then they grab the stats. They get the model. And they print. So just fetch the stats and print the stats. I don't see I'm doing anything different than they are. In my function now I run this. Okay. The only thing I'm doing differently is that I'm currently stopping these here. Let's try and run it once properly without this thing. And then that will take a bit more time. But at least we'll know what's going on, hopefully. So compute the scores and then run. And then create a table and then log it. And then finally, the wall. Eval and then eval wall. Let me just double check this is also like a float. Let's rerun. Hitting train. Maybe we had to change the workspace, but for now, let's just try it like this again. Just open up this dashboard and see whether anything changes. Okay, we're running on the Turkish subset. Fetch the trainer. Let me see. So in the validate, we do this, and then we go through the subsets. And every time they fetch a different subset. That's it. I mean, I'm literally doing the same thing. Unless I'm missing something out, I think this should be it. Maybe this premature stopping of the iterator before depleting it was messing things up. Thumbs. Let's hope that was the issue. It's a bit slower, unfortunately, because we're running on 997 sentences, both for Turkish Latin as well as for Hindi, basically sampling from the model. That's why we get gibberish text, because we're just getting started with the training. Okay, now the second one. So apparently this one is working. Get model is working. %. This is super slow. I'm just thinking about the next task that I want to add to the GitHub project. Data is obviously very important. We need to reduce the peak memory. I want to train a couple of checkpoints, get some familiarity for what good hyperparameters are. And then once we have that muscle, that whole end-to-end pipeline going, we really need to scale this up to some proper compute and start training these models seriously. I'd love for people to, before that, I'd love to have a couple of people who already know how to run experiments and who know how to contribute, so we can run a couple of experiments on the available compute. Maximize the utilization of the cluster we get. Okay. Almost done. Almost 5 minutes runtime there. we're still not getting the like, why are we not getting eval vol clock? Where is eval? Like, where is this information? And then where are the other ones? Why is this complaining constantly about step only supports monotonic increasing? Okay, so this is definitely not it. This is not the solution. The thing I've done is not the solution. Reduce this to even smaller. User provided step. Let me see where that line is. It's coming somewhere from weights and biases, but there is no way. Like, there is no way. I can even assert. I can even put assert. Like, there is no way this is gonna be. Let me do one thing, guys. Let me do one thing. Like, this is some weights and biases thing. Progress bar, weights and biases bar, log. Let me do assert here. This is only entering assert that step modulo 100 is always not 0. There is no way this is gonna be, this is always divided by 100. So let's rerun it. Let's rerun this. This one is always called when we are divisible by 100. So there is no way there's gonna be, we're not monotonic. Who advanced you to 101? Let's see. The thing is that there is no way that can happen because this is always going to be divisible by 100. What? Ah. I tried to take 20 samples without replacement and I have only 10 samples. I had to be smart. And that's, my folks, how you waste hour and a half doing nothing. Hello. Greetings from ETH Zurich. Do you think LoRa fine-tuning could work on some of the curated Serbian datasets? I'm not so invested in NLP field, but I understand a couple of things. Yeah, why not? It should work. If you have good quality data, if you know how to do it, there is no reason why it shouldn't work. Okay, we are again getting these warnings, even though it's apparent. Unless there are some hidden moments where, you know what's the thing, like intermediate. The thing is, we run the train. We run the train step here. That's the only place where the iterator could be advanced. Like that's the only thing where the iterator can be advanced. So that means the number of updates needs to stay consistent. And then here we enter and we don't modify it. And so that means, I mean, let me delete the assert because obviously it's not the assert. Progress. Let's go to progress bar. Let's go to weights and biases. Let's remove the assert from the log line here. We don't need this. That assumption was valid. But now I want to go to validate. Okay, validate. Put the breakpoint there. Especially put the breakpoint here because here is where they are complaining. Let me catch that warning. Let me locate that warning. Annoying warning from weights and biases. Let's see. When does this step advancement happen? That's completely unclear. If you get it working, it's not a waste of time. You're you're right, but like I feel it's not a really stimulating experience. It's a painful experience, but yeah, I guess you have to get used to that. Okay, I have a breakpoint here and I have a breakpoint here. No, we're still struggling with the same error. For some reason, there is some advancement in the step and then their tool just drops the data because yeah, I don't know why. It might be weights and biases after all. It might be that they advance the step, but why would they do that? It should not be stateful. I specified the. Let me just run this again. So now on the second one, once we hit these two subsets down there, here, once we hit this, we should see the warning. Okay, let's go all the way there. Wait. I've missed it. So something happened here. Huh. Okay, stop. Rerun again. So something happens in the validation step itself. Okay. Let's go again. Validate and save. We have two locations. We have here and here. Run again. So in the first one, all is good. And by the way, I know it's probably some interaction from this function of mine, but like I don't understand why, because I literally do the same thing as what they've done in all of their validate functions. They also run validate here and then twice down there because of the two subsets. So I don't think it's problematic for me to add yet another iteration over the validation data set here. Late night debugging session with weights and biases. Okay, this is the first one. So let's now hit. There are no warnings. There are no warnings. There are no warnings. Okay. Now we're in the validate. Now we're here. So we are here in the first one. We go here and we print. There are no warnings there. Hit. No warnings. Let's wait until we get to the second one. There is no warnings in the eval. No warnings in the eval. Okay, we are here. So here is where something happens. So we end up here. No warnings, no warnings. Let's go. Huh. So it's not even in the validation step. It's during the progress. So when we go, oh my God, why? Okay, putting a breakpoint here, and let's go once more. So maybe, yeah, let's just go once more just to have a repeatable process. So again, I'm gonna hit run. So now we know where it's happening. So when you run progress, something weird happens there. Huh. Could it be that because we are using a simple progress bar in eval instead of weights and biases bar, that something is getting messed up? Could that be the reason? That's gonna be the next hypothesis I want to understand whether it's, yeah. Does that make sense? Hit run. Okay, so this is the first one. Let me just remove this from here. And now we can return it back. Hit run. Wait until we finish our eval. And then we get to the second call to the validate. And then we enter into here, into the progress bar, and that's where stuff gets messy. Hit F5. So here we are here. Okay, no errors, no warnings, no nothing. Step into this. Huh. Size of the bar. Self N 26 wrapped bar. So let's enter here. So we're in the JSON bar. Get the length of the iterable. Step into this again. And the warning happened nowhere. Like I was just stepping into it. Return self. I literally have no idea where this is happening. Okay, I literally have to open up weights and biases here. This is just unbearable. Let me open up the weights and biases code base. So to get there, let's step into one of their, let me see where it happens. Okay, let's just go to weights and biases. Maybe I want to try and just run the weights and biases progress bar before I start going deeply into the code base there. But here is where it happens. If we enter here, if we go here, log here, just enter into weights and biases and see where it's located. Site package. Now let me quickly navigate there. Let's go to NLLB Python 3.9 site packages, weights and biases. SDK. Okay. So this internal step, partial history, who the fuck knows what happens in, let me see. So this is handler. Okay, let's open up. So we're in SDK. So where is this happening? Internal above the launch. Internal handler dot py handle manager handle request partial history 552. Okay, let's put a breakpoint here. Let me just make sure we have long JSON, we have the right setting, just my code false, so we can enter there. So again, let's stop here. Let's just backtrack where this happens. This is what I call a good late night debugging session. So again, let's open up the train. Let's kick it off. Hey, no worries about the messages. I didn't really play too much with Serbian data so far. I'm just about to start playing now for this project. Join this channel, by the way, if you didn't see it already. Okay, I'm gonna clarify the tasks. Okay, so remove this breakpoint, hit F5. So we are here now, hit F5. Let's go to the next one. Run. Wait until we hit, okay, so here we, partial history. Step. Where is this step modified? Who modifies you? Who modifies you? You start with 0? Oh. So I think it might be weights and biases bug after all. It might be weights. They are advancing their internal step. Why are you doing that? Why are they doing this? Let's put a couple of breakpoints to see when that happens. Am I about to fix weights and biases client? When does this happen? Might be a deep stack to debug this. Okay, so those are 3 places where that happens. Let's go. Hit F5. Why are you running this 1,000,000 times? Okay, let's just open it up and put it only when we need it. Okay, so step is, Okay, we caught it. So now it's gonna mess it up. Now it thinks it's 101, which it's not. Now you think it's 101, which it's not. So when did that happen? Like, you call that the stack is super deep. Oh my god. Run SDK internal, bootstrap internal. We might not even be able to find where this was called from. Okay. So that, guys, what happens. It's now clear what happens. But when does it happen? Does it happen? Does that +1 happen here? Let's maybe put one more breakpoint here and restart. So we need to understand also here whether maybe I am advancing. Why would they ever want to advance their inner step? Like, I literally specify the step when I call the function. Like, I literally specify, I tell you, hey, here is the step. Just use that step to plot stuff on your dashboard. That's it. Why are you keeping track of internal step? That's not assigned. Like, they should be following the last step that I assign to them, but they should not be advancing the step themselves. Is this making sense, guys? Okay, let's go. Let's go. And after the print, will probably be advancing. Okay. So again, self-step. Why do we still see a yellow line here? Let's see, when do we hit step +1? Let me just quickly see this. So when do we call whenDB here? We call whenDB here. Guys, could I be messing it up because I'm not putting step here? Maybe that's the reason. Maybe I'm logging here with number of steps. I'm creating a table, and then here let's put a breakpoint here. Okay. Let's see if this hits the step +1. No? Okay, now we're here. What? Like, it's not even deterministic. Okay. Now it's 200. But we've never hit. Wait, that means we are potentially logging successfully, or what? So if we go to runs, which project are we now? Open test 4. Latest run. Eval, I'm not seeing data that we need. So we are dumping, we're just not. We've never hit this one. There are no warnings anymore. Okay, maybe it's time to refresh the environment a bit. Maybe it's time to grab the grab on JSON. Grab on JSON. Change this to test 5. Yes. To the moon. Train 5. Train pi. Run. Run this again. Sergey wrote down something. I'm not sure if this is too relevant, but values are aggregated and sent only when step increments or at the end of the run. So maybe some function increments step as a way of updating. I don't think that's happening, because the only way when we are stepping through these validate functions, it's iterating over the progress, and progress is just calling log when db and just passing the number of updates, which does not change because the number of updates is something we picked up from the training iterator. Okay, let's see here. See if I hit run here. Go. Why is this, like, why would the breakpoint stop here? Why would the breakpoint stop on the loop? I didn't put any breakpoint there. It might very well be this. So if stop is none, what happens? I think this one might be screwing things up. So if step is none, then what happens? Then we call log. We grab the step. If it's not none, then we do something else. If step is none, yes. Yes. My God, Holy Spirit. I knew this is gonna be the fix, guys. Oh my God. I'm almost certain this is a fix. I mean, we've seen it. Oh my God, fuck my life. I really. This is a completely unintuitive behavior from weights and biases. I would rather have them throw me 1,000 exceptions than do what they've done. This is like, oh my God, I hate silent failures. I was literally stepping through their SDK. My God. There is something good when you solve this annoying. There's some good feeling when you solve something as annoying as this. At least that's the. I'm gonna be deleting all of these environments so bad. Let's go back to train. Let's go back to train. Let's run. Holy Spirit. Bro, this was like the weirdest debugging session. I'm so glad that I recorded this. We need to send this to weights and biases. Like literally somebody ping them and send them the stream and show them the suffering I went through just for this. I'm gonna literally link this in the issue. I'm gonna literally link this 2-hour debugging session until I found the step +1 in that GitHub issue. I swear to God. How can I find all of the breakpoints without having to actually search for them? I think I've set one more. Praise the Lord. I'm not even religious, but it feels good, man. If I ever came close to God, this was it. This was the moment. This was my epiphany moment. Recorded on the stream. Wait, where is my... I opened up the... Look at this. Look at this beauty. Look at this beauty. Look at this beauty. We're getting the time it takes to execute the eval. We are getting the CHRF++ metric. We're getting the tables. We're getting everything we need. Yes, 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 yes. I'm gonna literally send them the... Let's go back to weights and biases, GitHub. I'm probably not lying. Let me just see how I can format this so that it's not... you can find my 1.1. if we get the, let me just link the actual code in the SDK. So just a second, we can actually close this. Train, let me stop this is working. So train log. So if we go into the log and so I have to step into it. Let me just quickly step into it so we can see which file I should link them. Okay, this was good. This was good. We have to be careful with these things. Finally, fsdp, and this will be ready to be used during training runs. Then tomorrow morning I'll probably have time for organizational stuff, unless I get stuck with fsdp issues as well, which is not unimaginable. I actually thought I'm gonna waste more time on that than on figuring out that this step is being silently incremented and then the data dropped. Crazy stuff. Software is just crazy stuff. So here, wait, how did we see the, when we don't pass in the, where did we find that step? Wait, in the log. If it's not specified, okay, if the step is not specified, we enter here. Okay, so okay, this is the line. How can I, guys, is there any way to just copy the path to this file? I hate this because the file explorer on the left does not show it. Run in interactive, run current file. Maybe I can do it like that and then somehow fetch the path. I just want to grab the path to this one. Go to definition, peek, find all references, generate, rename, format, refactor, share. What's this one? Spelling. Why can't I just like, oh my god. A reasonable thing would be to expect to go right click and be able to copy the path somewhere. Anywhere, really, anywhere. Copy the path. Nice. Okay, here. Thank you. And then line 1589. Actually, let's see where it is. So it's inside WhenDB SDK. WhenDB SDK. And then under SDK, WhenDB run pi, and then line okay, I found it. Okay, after a long debugging session. Cool. Guys, this is some great progress. Slow but great. Painful but great. Glorious. Let's see what we changed in the file. We've imported number, which we don't need anymore. We've imported weights and biases, which we do need. We have this long function, and we have this. And I doubt we even need this. So we don't even, I don't think we even need this special aggregator. But maybe we can leave it as it is, not to go and waste some more time there. I'm gonna save it and just close it and quickly let's quickly run through this, make sense, see that it makes sense. So maybe here we don't need to specify, we can just do wall because we are inside of here as well. So we can just go and do wall and then wall. Or listen, just for, I don't want to do this, just in case there's some mix up with the train wall, I don't want to have to deal with those issues. So leave it as it is. Don't be smart. Okay, this is good, looking good. I don't think we need this. But let's leave it again. Code. Looking good. We grab the dictionary from the task. We build the generator. I don't think we need to repeat this for every single step, by the way. All of these can be done here. Right? Task does not change anywhere. We don't change the task anywhere. And models don't change, this does not change, nothing changes here. At the very end, we should set the task to none. Once we're done with this, we should set the task to none. We should also remove this later. Okay. Set it to line code. Set it to this. This is a bit better practice. Instead of assuming, just revert it back to the old state. Okay. So again, what we do is we grab the language code here, we set the task. Oh, no. Again, I'm trying to be a smartass, but this will fail if we don't put it here. Because this one is modified internally, depending on the target language. But this one is not. So that's fine. And then progress. All of this looks good. All of this looks good. We don't even need this because it's already set to TQDM. All good there. This is good. And then, so what we do, we go through the data. We log it. We log the progress. We push the sample to the CUDA. We sample a couple of hypotheses. Then we go through them. We go through the IDs. We grab the source tokens from the sample, the target, for one sentence at a time. We decode them to get the actual original sentences. We grab the best hypothesis from above for the ith sentence. We post processes to get the decoded version, and we just save this here, and then we break just to make it a bit faster during development. After debugging is done, and then at the very end we just reconstruct task. We go here, we sort according to sample IDs, and then we grab the number of updates. We calculate the CHRF ++ metric. We log it to weights and biases. We create a table. We take 20 random samples of sentences, and we just save those into the table, the sample text, as well as the score. So we can see what exact version of CHRF we were using, and we just save the table. We stop this eval wall so we know how long this took, and we then again we're going to grab that eval wall by calling this, and then just log that to weights and biases. So that's what I've done today. I was working on this pretty much the whole day. It's not that hard, it's just I've lost a ton of time on some stupid shit sometimes. Hopefully I can curse on the stream without YouTube banning me. Okay. Let's see. Now the question, the ultimate question. Will this work in the fsdp case, and why not? Is the better question. I've left a couple of to-dos here. Some of them are not changing the behavior, like I've left it at 6. That's fine because otherwise the stream would be glitching. This is fine because I've set the validate interval to 100 so we can again debug stuff. But this is not fine. I've set the distributed world size to only 1, and I disabled the fully sharded. So now we actually have to put this to 2 because I have 2 GPUs, and we have to put this to this value and put the comma. So now restore world size to 2 and return this. So this to do is now done, but now we have to debug how this is gonna play out with 2 GPUs. How are we going to shard the workload, if at all? So creating the pi, maybe the other GPU can just be waiting. So we're gonna put the breakpoint here. I'm scared what's gonna happen when I call train get model for fsdp. It might give me the wrapped model, which will then probably not work when we pass that into the generator down below. So let's see what's going on. So I'm gonna remove all of the breakpoints except for this one, and then I'm gonna kick off the run again. Let's go. I just noticed we're not using config at all here, but I passed it just so that the API, the signature of this function is the same as the signature of some other functions that are being called. So you can see here, this one has the same signature as the one above, minus the aggregator, which we can probably remove, but anyhow. Okay, so we are running train. I can hear my GPUs humming, waiting to hit the right breakpoint. And here we are, the moment of truth. We have two processes now here, as you can see, and both of them are gonna load. And so what is this going to give us? What is self-model? Oh yeah, that's it. The non-wrapped model instance. But in reality, it's actually wrapped. So this is definitely not gonna work. So if we go and run here, this is gonna work, that's fine. And then we enter here, and then all of this works. But here, generator will start causing us issues once we start generating. So once we get to here, all is good, and then we hit F5 here, and this is gonna likely break. Or maybe not. Oh my god, wait, what? Guys, this actually worked. What? Nice. 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 Hypothesis is just gonna be some gibberish. Amazing. Okay. Go here. Okay. So here we are. Okay, that's it. That's it. I'm this is more than I could have hoped for. It's actually working on fsdp. So now we have a couple of things we have to take care of. We don't want to double log, right? We don't want to call WhenDB log from just about any process. Otherwise, we'd get duplicated data. So how can we guard against that, or how can we shard the work? Let's see what they do in their other functions. So if we go to validate, if we enter the validate, if we enter here, valid step print, how do they prevent us from running this twice? Okay, I'm gonna comment out my code just for the time being so we don't mess up the weights and biases plot. it's probably not going to complain. It will probably just override. But we still want to find and see what's the solution they have. Let me just stop this. Okay. So again, let's go to validate. Whoops. Let's go to validate. Here we are. So how do you make sure inside of the validate, once we get to the point where the stats are being collected from the meters, you collect the stats and then you want to push them to weights and biases, which happens here inside of the progress print. So you collect the stats and then you want to print them. Let's run and see how they handle 2 ranks, if at all. So the thing with this task is having a already good empty system in place, which means there is a hard dependency. We first need to train ML models before we can additionally augment our data set. When I said ML, I meant MT. Okay, guys. Let's see. So what happens here? Here's one rank. We enter. What's going to be the value of the stats here versus... So here's how the stats look like here. And then if we go to the second process, here is how its stats look like. I think it's the same. So 243127. Let's just save this somewhere. Let me just copy paste this quickly somewhere. I'm gonna just copy paste it here, dump it here quickly, and then go back to the previous thread and see its value. So is that the same thing? Let me just see. Yes, because Well, it makes sense to be the same, otherwise it would be weird. Okay, let's enter. We are here. So we set the stats. If tag is not none, then we do this, format the stats. Huh. Okay, you see what happened here? We directly jumped into the JSON progress bar. So we went from here to here, which means very likely they have some type of a guard here. Yes, they do. As you can see, only a single. So if it's a master, only then do we have weights and biases enabled. Got it. So that's how they do it. The other one will just be printing data, right? That's the thing. So this one will just be printing here to the log. So it's just printing here. And the second one will actually be entering and printing to weights and biases. That's how they've done it. Okay, so they have a guard. Okay, fair enough. Now the question for us will be, do we want to duplicate the work if we're lazy, or we want to somehow be smart and collect the data and just do some barrier stuff, logic. Let me see. Go to train, go to intermediate. Do we want to, what do we want to do here? Well, one thing we could do is we could split these across ranks, and different ones would be doing different jobs, and then at the end of the for loops they could synchronize and then just gather the data, if that makes sense. We can just do something like that. One thing that's obvious is we need that type of a guard, so let's just introduce it. So validate and save. We need the guard. We need to go and do this, validate, excuse me, and then progress bar. So we just need to guard our statements with this. Okay. Let's go to intermediate. Let's go to all of our statements. So here we are just doing what? We are just sampling and decoding and adding stuff, and that's cool, and then processing. And so here is where it comes. The only one that needs to do this is just a single one will need to log to weights and biases. So this one here, we calculate the score and then we save it for the whole corpus. And then the second one, table, and then okay. And then we do this. Will this one be smart enough to not to call it twice? I'm not sure. But we have to guard everything here with something like this. Okay. How do these work as well? Let me just quickly see the log stop time inside of train step. Inside of train step, we have this. How do we make sure this is not again double started? Let's kick it off. I'm learning a ton by doing this. Super cool. Very nice, cool project. I'm very much familiar with FairSec now after 16 days of non-stop work on this. Well, a couple of days we had like paper reading. The first day was paper reading, so like maybe 2 weeks of really working on this code base, and a lot of the time was spent also just playing with the download of the data sets and doing all of that and data analysis. So actually fairly fresh in the FairSec training part at least. Okay, let's go. Log start time. So this is one process, and then there is a second one. Get the active aggregators. So for this one, it's going to be a set of learning rate wall, learning rate, meters dictionary, wall, stopwatch meter, meters dictionary for learning rate, and then an empty one. Okay, go back. If you're not there, then we add you. Okay, and then we start. Okay. Now let's go to the second process. What do? Do you do the same thing? Learning rate, wall, learning rate, meters dictionary. Okay, so let's go. So you add train wall and you start. Train wall and you start. And you add the train wall and you start. Okay. So I don't get it. And then at the end, so which one are we going to be using? So at the end, there's going to be this call. Enter here. Stop, stop, stop. And then let's go with the second one. Stop, stop, stop. Okay. Exit, exit. So here and now after a while, they're gonna hit the moment when we start grabbing the values from the train inner. Let's see. Remove this. Hit F5. Guys, my battery might die soon. So worst case, if the stream stops, we're continuing tomorrow, just FYI. But I think I'm gonna wrap it up very soon. Just trying to figure out a couple more details now that I'm in the winning streak. Okay. So get the smoothed values and then append something to the stats and then log. So now I guess this log is going to be again progress. This progress is probably going to be specific is master, default log format is master. Okay, I don't see any difference other than one will not be logging to weights and biases. So I guess that's how they handle it. They don't care. So if we enter here, this one is directly in JSON. Blah, 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 prints. And then the second one, the second process, if we enter, we grab the values, we get the wall, and then this one is going to be logging. And then here, it's also going to be logging here. So this is the process for 2 and for 1. So let's see the wall. Let's find the wall key. Train wall 98. That's for 41. For 42. We didn't even print it. So what happened there? I'm not sure, but Good night, Sergey. Have a good night. I'm finishing up as well soon. Okay, I think we can stop here. We just want to prevent that one from logging to weights and biases. And we know how to do that. So we can just directly add a guard. So I guess it's more of a question of how do we... See you tomorrow. Have a good night, man. So, so I guess it's more of a question how to split the work. And we can probably think of something like get the rank, use that rank information to index into here. So that's, I think, what we need to do here. And so we'll have different data, and then we want to push it to CPU, aggregate it, and okay. So that's something I'm gonna do tomorrow, guys. I think we are done for the day. It's been a very, very productive stream. We've figured out the bug with weights and biases. We've almost implemented this whole functionality. We just need to, it's working on fsdp as well. It's more a question of how do we shard the work between the two processes on 2 GPUs. And that's it. And then tomorrow I'm gonna also start thinking a bit more about how do I split the tasks and make it easier for beginners to just pick up a problem and start playing and contributing. I did create the getting started document, but I think we need a bit more tasks so that people don't have this blank slate or syndrome or whatever it's called when you don't know what to do if the page is empty, page of tasks. Cool, guys. Have a good night, have a good day, have a good morning wherever you are, and catch you tomorrow. Again, I'm gonna start roughly 10:30 a.m. I might be a bit late. I have some early meeting arranged already, so hopefully 10:30, but worst case 11 a.m. CET. That's Central European time. Cheers, guys. See ya.